Imagine if you can play Pokemon but you have Doctor Doom, MODOK, and the Joker on your team. Now stop imagining, cause in this video I will showcase over 100 Pokemon variants for my fan game called Pokemon Multiverse, all with their custom types, abilities, stats, Pokedex entries, and moves. If you're new here, I'm Doc Perry and I've been working on a Pokemon fan game where all Pokemon are inspired by Marvel and DC characters, creating some of the coolest Fakemons I have seen. And for the part 3 of my Pokedex series, we're focusing exclusively on Pokemon variants based on villains from the two franchises. That includes Batman's villains, the Brotherhood of Mutants, Suicide Squad, Doctor Doom, and many more. So be sure to watch till the end because you don't want to miss your favorite villains as Pokemon, as well as all the mythical and the legendary Pokemon you can find in the game. With that out of the way, let's meet these Poke villains. This is Perryverse. Let's go!
Kaden, the sly cat Pokemon. Despite the trainer's best efforts, Kaden's thieving nature persists. It charms trainers to gain their trust, steals their items, and occasionally, their Pokemon. It has the new ability as its hidden ability called Thievery, which allows it to steal the foe's item on contact. It evolves to Cell Catty at level 21. Cell Catty, the burglar cat Pokemon. Cell Catty has mastered all environments and possible situations, enabling it to steal from anyone. It uses its whip-like tail in a variety of ways to its advantage, whether for fighting or escaping. It has a good attack stat of 94 and excellent speed stat of 130. It can learn moves like Acrobatics, Play Rough, Sucker Punch and Foul Play. Pinklup, the gambling Pokemon. It is always seen bouncing around the street, trying to join riots and gambling crowds. Thanks to its built-in appearance, nobody in the streets respects it enough to let it join them. It has the Dark and Ice typing, and evolves to Ice Queen at level 29. Ice Queen, the Mafia Pokemon. Authorities have discovered that Ice Queen lacks a heart inside its body. When it was first subjected to scans, its body temperature ranges between 58 to 62 degrees Fahrenheit, earning its nickname, the Cold Boss. It has the abilities Big Pecs and Thick Fat. It learns moves like Freeze Dry, Snowscape, Toxic Spikes and Scald. Scarenia, the Sack Pokemon. Scarenia disguises itself as sacks of goods within warehouses throughout the Marcy region. Once transported to other areas, it unleashes chaos by terrorizing the local people and destroying their crops. It has one of the better typings in the game, that is Poison and Ghost, and evolves to Crowturn at level 24. Crowturn, the Scarecrow Pokemon. Crowturn are thought to be Scarenias that were never caught and now live in nearby forests. They release a strong smell and can confuse pursuers with hallucinogenic gases, making them hard to capture. It retains the ability Poison Puppeteer upon evolution, and can learn moves like Toxic Spikes, Yawn, Hex and Destiny Bond. Lamfreeze, the Snowball Pokemon. Often kept at home, Lamfreeze intensifies its stored coldness inside its glass shell. If stored for an extended period, it can cause devastating blizzards and freeze up an entire city. It has the ability Snow Warning and can learn moves like Headbutt, Powder Snow, Rollout, and Ice Shard. Zero Lure, the Sub-Zero Pokemon. Zero Lure consistently releases cold air through its appendages, potentially freezing nearby vulnerable Pokemon. When its body starts spinning, it is attempting to recharge by absorbing moisture. It has a great special attack stat of 140, and can learn moves like Frost Breath, Flash Cannon, Weather Ball, and Blizzard. Hipduo, the Chance Pokemon. Hipduo likes to jump into street gambling crowds. If someone tries to shoo it away, it curses them, leaving them with a 50-50 chance in every aspect of their life. It has the abilities Hustle and Moody, and has 50 points across each of its stats. Hipcoin, the Two-Faced Pokemon. Hipcoin's coin brought extremes of wealth and poverty. Once there was a family that after 6 prosperous generations, they fell into deep poverty. It loses the normal primary typing and becomes a dark and poison type upon evolution. It can learn moves like Gastro Acid, Assurance, Gunk Shot and Guillotine. Ivydew, the Poison Bud Pokemon. This tiny Pokemon is known for its curiosity and love for nature. Ivy-Dew often spends its time exploring forests and tending to the plants around it. If it sees people, it would offer flowers to them. It has one of the better typings in the game that is Grass and Poison. It also has the ability Seed Sower and the hidden ability Grassy Surge. Ivyblossom. Renowned for its beauty and control over plant life, Ivyblossom is a true force of nature. Due to human negligence towards plant life and welfare, it has become increasingly aggressive in its mission to promote plant growth. It has good attack and special attack stat of 101 each. It can learn moves like Giga Drain, Synthesis, Petal Blizzard and Barb Barrage. Alwat. The apprentice Pokemon. Despite their pledge of consecration, Alwat gangs raid Sharfist's temple to prove their strength. In battle, Alwats are ruthless, often leaving wounded allies behind. It gets great abilities Regenerator and Adaptability, and evolves to Som Gull at level 41. Som Gull. The assassin Pokemon. Its head blade could cause various ailments if the wound alone was not fatal. It is highly agile despite its build and could use different disciplines in battles. It is also a very capable magic wielder. It has a great attack stat of 125. And can learn moves like Ceaseless Edge, Zen Headbutt, Life Dew, and Instruct. Freezebee. The cold Pokemon. Freezebee's tantrums are dangerous. It would freeze its playmates when it doesn't get what it wants. Or cause it to snow in an area that has never seen snow before. It has the ability Refrigerate and it has an above-average special attack stat of 80. Magcold. The cold Pokemon. Magcold can shoot pressurized blizzards from its mouth. It's strong enough to puncture materials that can't be frozen. Its skill with this power makes it a tough opponent. It retains the ice and water typing upon evolution. And can learn moves like Freeze Dry, Mist, Blizzard and Hyper Beam. Frozelia. The freezing Pokemon. Frozelia lives in broken industrial freezers and uses its power to keep the inside cold. It is an aggressive fighter too, often attacking anyone getting near its territory. It has the ability Thermal Exchange and Ice Body. And can learn moves like Icy Wind, Uproar, Taunt, and Frost Breath. Frostorade. The freezing Pokemon. Naturally seeking larger living spaces. Frostorade raids old storage houses and turns them into ice plants. It then hires Frozelia to work for them and sell their ice for money. It has good special attack stat of 140. And can learn moves like Hail, Blizzard, Sheer Cold, and Iceburn. Riddle Jr. The Riddle Pokemon. Many parents choose to hire tutors who own Riddle Jr. for their children. Research has shown that the riddles, puzzles, and logic questions from these tutors lead to improved IQ outcomes for the children. It has the Psychic and Normal typing, and has the abilities Analytic and Prankster. Mr. Riddle. The Conspiracy Pokemon. Research showed that people initially exposed to Riddle Jr. and Mr. Riddle later showed personality disorders in their adulthood. Some struggled with functioning due to their riddle-solving addiction. It has a below-average BST of 395 but can learn many non-damaging moves like Baton Pass, Reflect, Stealth Rock, Swagger and Trick Room. Doctopus. The Mechanical Arms Pokemon. Doctopus's intelligence surpasses its peers because it has a separate processor from its brain. While it moves with metal appendages, the short length of these appendages poses a challenge. It has a good typing of Steel and Normal, and has the ability Transistor. It evolves to Clobbopus at level 28. Grapdock. The Mechanical Arms Pokemon. It has reverse-engineered its appendages and made it longer by adding more metals and joints. Thanks to its energy source and improved machinery, it has improved its overall battle power by a lot. It has good attack and special attack stat of 110 and 120 respectively. It can learn moves like Heavy Slam, Discharge, Upgrade and Higher Beam. Voldock. The Destruction Pokemon. Voldock is believed to originate from a lab that converts Pokeballs into powerful bombs, sold by spies to enemies during wars. It is an electric and psychic type, with the ability Full Metal Body, and can learn moves like Confusion, Defense Curl, Charge Beam and Flash Cannon. Molectrode. The Destruction Pokemon. Molectrode are advanced Voldock units with upgraded software enabling telepathy and telekinesis. Despite their sentience, they exhibit extreme hostility. It retains the hidden ability Levitate, and has an excellent special attack stat of 138. And can learn moves like Gyro Ball, Psychic, Hyper Beam and Explosion. Labdial, the sewer Pokemon. Labdial is believed to be the result of an accident involving a wide chemical spillage all over the Marcy region. It is now commonly observed in sewers rather than public streets. It has one of the best typings in the game that is ground and water type. It can learn moves like Bite, Mud Slap, Poison Fang and Glare. Crewkizard, the sewer Pokemon. Crewkizard is known to lead weaker Pokemon to commit crimes, such as stealing and hurting others out of spite. Its white and violet scales are specialized and immune to specific types of chemicals. It has the abilities Self-Sufficient and Strong Jaw. It can learn moves like Aqua Tail, Jaw Lock, Dragon Tail, and Stomping Tantrum. Blisterio, the illusion Pokemon, often owned by famous stage performers. Blisterio has to live extravagantly, or they will turn on their trainers. It can create illusions of literally anyone and deceive its enemies. It is a ghost and psychic type and has the ability Illusion. It can learn moves like Substitute, Confusion, Shadow Ball, and Phantom Force. Crableo, the hunter Pokemon. On just their second day of life, Crableo is left alone by its parents to fend for itself. This makes Crableo turn into one of the most dangerous hunters in the entire Marcy region, provided they survive the first month. It has the ability Stakeout and the hidden ability Beast Boost. It has a good attack stat of 94. Roaven, the hunter Pokemon. The sharp appendage at the end of Roaven's tail can poison anyone and cause excruciating pain. Hunters usually catch them just to poach their tails and sell them in the black market. It has a great attack stat of 136. And can learn moves like Drill Run, Spikes, Crunch, and Horn Drill. Polyectro, the electricity Pokemon. Polyectro gathers in groups of 3 to recharge its electricity. When alone, it floats around the city and urban areas searching for electric posts, stealing energy and causing blackouts. It has the abilities Lightning Rod and Volt Absorb, and has a good special attack stat of 85. It evolves to Porygon-E at level 31. Porygon-E, the electricity Pokemon. Porygon-E has a habit of using almost all its stored electricity with each attack, which makes its power exponentially less than the previous ones. Sometimes advantageous, sometimes not. It retains the mono-electric typing upon evolution, and can learn moves like Volt Switch, Discharge, Zap Cannon, and Hyper Beam. Hydrosby, the water Pokemon. Hydrosby prefers stagnant waters over open ones to encounter more people, while it is invisible underwater. It cannot stay submerged as long as it can on the surface, where its whole form is visible. It is a mono water type, and can learn moves like Water Gun, Whirlpool, Soak and Slam. Hydreigon, the water Pokemon. Its ears alone has the power to smash a whole cruise ship with one blow. It becomes extremely enraged, and goes on a rampage whenever it senses and tastes an increase in water pollution. It retains the abilities Water Absorb and Water Bubble upon evolution, and can learn moves like Crabhammer, Heavy Slam, Wave Crash and Water Spout. Scornile, the scorpion Pokemon. Scornile is known for its swift movements, and the small venomous stinger located at the tip of its tail. In the wild, it uses its speed to evade predators, relying on its toxic sting only when cornered. It is a bug and poison type, and can learn moves like Fell Stinger, Poison Tail, Bite and Toxic Spikes. Drascorp, the scorpion Pokemon. Its body has developed a thick leather-like exoskeleton with a distinctive scorpion-like appearance. Drascorp's powerful pincers and venomous stinger make it a fierce competitor in battles. It retains the abilities Poison Touch and Merciless, and it can learn moves like Knock Off, Agility, Night Slash and Cross Poison. Vulchick, the baby vulture Pokemon. Thanks to its white fur and soggy skin, telling the difference between a newborn Vulchick and a 100-year-old one can be tricky. The only way to check its age is by carefully examining its metal eggshell. It has an excellent typing of Flying and Steel, and has the abilities Aerolate and Gale Wings. Valdi Buzz, the vulture Pokemon. Buzz can live up to 200 years due to its very low maintenance demands. It can, and even prefers, diseased meat over fresh ones, gaining more antibodies as a result. It has good BST of 510, and can learn moves like Steel Wing, Roost, Stealth Rock and Dual Wing Beat. Meow Manda. The meowing Pokemon. Meow Manda hates directly engaging in battles. Whenever its trainer sends it out for one or more other team members goes out of their Pokeballs to fight for it. Sometimes even wild ones. It has normal and the new sound typing. And can learn moves like Pound and Echoed Voice, Beat Up and Round. Mugly. The Caterwaul Pokemon. Its negotiating power to recruit other Pokemon to its side is close to none. It can convince Pokemons inside an actively catching Pokeball to stay in it if it so desires. It retains the abilities Forewarn and Thick Fat. And can learn moves like Attack Order, Psybeam, Parting Shot, and Instruct. Shot Tile. The Sniper Pokemon. Foes often notice Shot Tile's eye flickering as it calculates its next move. During battles, it rushes to the farthest place to gain a shooting advantage, sometimes leading to disqualification in competitions. It has one of the best typings in the game, that is Steel Fire. It also has the abilities Compound Eyes and Sniper. Intelshot. The Sniper Pokemon. Intelshot hates using large-scale attacks as it doesn't show its exquisite marksmanship. It can calculate the trajectory of a shot, even considering the Earth's roundness. It has good attack stat of 136. And can learn moves like Searing Shot, Flash Cannon, Laser Focus and Hydro Pump. Shibble. The Shark Pokemon. Shibble's swimming skills are terrible, often requiring trainers' help to move an inch and prevent it from drowning. It eventually figures out it can use its strength to move in the water without swimming. It has one of the best typings in the game, that is Water and Fighting. And has the abilities Strong Jaw and Swift Swim. It has a great attack stat of 120. Kingchomp. The King Shark Pokemon. Kingchomp's physique and strength have earned it respect from other water Pokemon. While it may not be particularly smart, it can power through victories in battles. It has an excellent attack stat of 155, and good HP and defense stats of 110 and 90 respectively. It can learn moves like Crunch, Vicious Rend, Belly Drum, and Superpower. Brenchant. The Enchantress Pokemon. Constantly plagued by bad dreams, Brenchant struggles to get a peaceful hour of sleep. Trainers often rely on other non-psychic Pokemon to help it rest, often being grass or sound types. It has the ability Cursed Body and can learn moves like Nightshade, Will-O-Wisp, Hex, and Shadow Ball. Enchantrina. The Enchantress Pokemon. Despite the evolution, the disturbance Enchantrina experiences has only worsened. The newfound power may have made it much more powerful, but it is now frequently seen screaming alone even when awake. It retains one of the better typings in the game upon evolution, that is Dark and Ghost type. It has good special attack stat of 130. And can learn moves like Curse, Dark Pulse, Night Daze, and Phantom Force. Tatsana. The Katana Pokemon. Tatsana's body, as thin as paper, often deceives opponents. There's also a rumor that it is possessed by some of the greatest swordsmen to have lived. It has the ability Sharpness and has an excellent attack stat of 135. It can learn moves like Slash, Sacred Sword, Bitter Blade, and Swords Dance. Kamanta. The Sea Scourge Pokemon. Kamanta's origin baffles researchers, appearing both modern and ancient times simultaneously. It is a common encounter in the seas of the Marcy region. It has an excellent typing of Steel and Water, and can learn moves like Scratch, Metal Claw, Aqua Jet, and Screech. Mantisect. The Sea Scourge Pokemon. The laser from Mantisect's eyes inexplicably penetrates any body of water without losing heat. This Pokemon may be one of the fastest swimmers in the region. It retains the abilities Hypercutter and Swift Swim upon evolution. It has a great attack stat of 122. Yanmarang. The Boomerang Pokemon. Yanmarang hurls its wings at targets, often targeting plants in open gardens. To deter this, gardeners place Rhinodon mannequins in their gardens to scare them off. It can learn moves like Wing Attack, Quick Attack, Fury Cutter, and Air Cutter. It evolves to Boomega at level 22. Boomega. The Boomerang Pokemon. Boomega benefits from its newly evolved eyes, enabling it to see not only in the dark but also across solid obstacles. Its spatial awareness is impeccable. It retains the abilities long reach and sharpness upon evolution. It has a great attack stat of 122, and can learn moves like U-turn, Swords Dance, Slash, and X-Scissor. Sarand. The errand Pokemon. Sarand is often seen copying its trainer from the moment it wakes up, mimicking their posture, gait, and all activities they do. This behavior sometimes causes accidents or harm to itself, usually by lighting fires or immersing in deep waters. It has the abilities Trace and Receiver, and can learn moves like Copycat, Knockoff, Mimic, and Shield Toss. Master. The Taskmaster Pokemon. After fully mastering the art of copying its trainer, Sarand evolves into Master, gaining the ability to instantly mimic absolutely anything, including non-living things. It has good attack, defense and speed stat of 115, 95 and 100 respectively. It can learn moves like Slash and Brick Break, Me First and Sketch. Buckruff. The sidekick Pokemon. Trainers all say that Rockruff is their most loyal Pokemon, no matter who they have on their team. It is so genuinely loyal that it readily aligns itself with its trainer's affiliations and activities. It has the ability Own Tempo and the hidden ability Rattled. It can learn moves like Helping Hand, Double Kick, Ice Shard and Bite, and can evolve to either Lichen Soldier or Rabid Soldier. Lichen Soldier. The frozen Pokemon. Lichen Soldier's steel arm is ice cold, recording temperature as low as -100 degrees Celsius. Hence, if it slashes an opponent and cuts it, its wound wouldn't be bleeding but rather get a frostbite instead. It gains the typing Steel and Ice upon evolution. It now has the ability Ice Body while having the hidden ability Stamina. It can learn moves like Icicle Crash, Iron Defense, Slash and Upper Hand. Rabid Soldier. The Rabid Pokemon. Rabid Soldier attacks everyone it sees the moment it comes out of its Pokeball. To rectify this, trainers ensure they are either directly facing an opponent beforehand, or release it in a cage first. It gains the Steel and Dark typing upon evolution. It now has the ability Sharpness and the hidden ability Beast Boost. It can learn moves like Ceaseless Edge, Metal Claw, Slash and Kowtow Cleave.
If you're enjoying the content and would want to see more of Pokemon Multiverse, I'd love to hear which Pokevillains are your favorites in the comments. And don't forget to like the video if you do. Also, make sure to watch until the end to catch some of the strongest variants in the game.
Patron. The Machination Pokemon. Being one of the early Dark-type encounters in Marcy region, Patron is often seen with low to mid-level evil team members. It often wears the jewelry it steals. It has the abilities Quick Feet and Guts and can evolve to Zemhog at level 24. Zemhog. The Machination Pokemon. Zemhog enjoys participating in evil team huddles and planning. It reacts violently if it spots any flaws in the plans and takes charge, orchestrating the planning with the other Zemhogs around. It has a good attack, speed and special attack stat of 94, 90 and 90 respectively. It retains the Dark typing upon evolution and can learn moves like Knockoff, Hone Claws, Nasty Plot and Sucker Punch. Crosscadet. The Artillery Pokemon. Crosscadet loves firearms and artillery and considers itself as one. It spends a lot of time watching videos about them, and practices disassembling and reassembling the weapons attached to its body. It has a great typing of Fighting Fire, and has the ability Bulletproof. It can learn moves like Focus Energy, Ember, Flamethrower and Aura Sphere. Crossmortar. The Artillery Pokemon. Even after evolving, Crossmortar doesn't acquire self-awareness and still sees itself as an artillery. It throws itself into the middle of battlefields and explodes to secure triumph for its team. It has a great attack and special attack stat of 120 each, and can learn moves like Sludge Bomb, Octazooka, Focus Blast and Fire Blast. Saifu. The Psychic Blade Pokemon. Saifu seldom uses its psychic powers in battles, preferring to transform them into physical blades. These blades are sturdier and sharper than any crafted by men. It gets the abilities Sharpness and Steadfast, and can learn moves like Mach Punch, Hypnosis, Psybeam and Swords Dance. Mienlock, the Psychic Blade Pokemon. Mienlock holds deep respect for other psychic Pokemon that can engage in physical combat. It loves visiting temples, hills, and monasteries that hold training sessions for these Pokemon. It has great attack stat of 125. And can learn moves like Psycho Cut, Slash, Night Slash and Agility. Munchnot, the unstoppable Pokemon. In battles, trainers have reported feeling a distinct, tangible, but invisible energy surrounding Munchnot. This energy is also noticeable when it is eating or angered. It has an excellent typing of Steel and Fighting, and good HP and attack stat of 94 and 101 respectively. It can learn moves like Rollout, Bulldoze, Iron Head and Head Charge. Juggervire, the unstoppable Pokemon. Once Juggervire starts charging at someone, nothing can stop it except itself and its trainer. This makes it exceptionally perilous for gym battles, requiring trainers to sign a waiver before the challenge. It retains the abilities Sheer Force and Reckless upon evolution. It has one of the highest attack stat in the game at 165. And can learn moves like Double Edge, Close Combat, Head Smash and Headlong Rush. Frode, the Toad Pokemon. Its toxic skin keeps it away from the forest, making it prefer the city alleys for shelter. If it comes in contact with any plant for just 5 seconds, it'll wither right away. It has a good typing of Poison and Water, and the abilities Dry Skin and Poison Touch. It evolves to Politoed at level 22. Politoed, the Toad Pokemon. Due to the scarcity of plants in the city, Politoed has developed a fondness for searching for them, by leaving its poisonous mucus on them. It jumps from puddles to sewers in search of various plants to kill. It has above average HP, attack, special attack and speed stat and can learn moves like Bounce, Toxic, Muddy Water and Belch. Scoresilver, the speedster Pokemon. Aside from it being extremely fast, it also likes playing sports against other Pokemon, and usually ends in it winning due to its speed advantage. It would then run 30 minutes straight angrily if it loses. It has one of the better type combinations that is electric and normal type. It gets the abilities Speed Boost and Quick Feet, and it evolves to Quick Ace at level 29. Quick Ace, the speedster Pokemon. Its speed breaks the sound barrier, causing a loud noise whenever it runs. Quick Ace can also summon electricity to a small extent aside from the static energy, due to friction. It is very competitive. It has one of the highest speed stat in the game with 175, and can learn moves like Body Slam, Wild Charge, Extreme Speed and Hurricane. Boomy, the density Pokemon. As its anger intensifies, its body becomes increasingly elastic, rendering punches seemingly as gentle as tickles. After a while, Boomy reverts to a bubbly state, a result of the ticklish sensations. It has the new rubber typing and the abilities Gooey and Thick Fat. It can learn moves like Snore, Rollout, Body Press and Swallow. Glob, the density Pokemon. Physical attacks bounce off its body due to its elastic structure. However, when Glob is on the offensive, it feels like being struck by solid steel, devoid of any signs of elasticity. It has a good HP stat of 115 and an excellent defense stat of 155. It can learn moves like Slack Off, Body Slam, Belly Drum and Drain Punch. Tapu Laris, the Polarity Pokemon. Tapu Laris remains a mystery to many, possessing the ability to manipulate all metal compounds in her vicinity. This ability instills fear in many Pokemon with any metallic elements in their bodies. It has the ability Magnet Pull and the hidden ability Levitate. Gyro Ball, Magnetic Flux, Magnet Pulse and Fleur Cannon. Ratamorph, the morphing Pokemon. Ratamorph resides beneath the sewers of the Marcy region, often seen peeking through the sewer grates. It practices mimicking other beloved Pokemon, in the hope of finding a trainer who will care for it just as much. It has the ability Imposter and can only learns one move that is Transform. It evolves to Morpherno while holding Mirror Herb. Morpherno, the morphing Pokemon. After evolving, Morpherno gains confidence and ventures out of the sewers. That's why you can see more of them than Ratmorph. Its strong affinity for mimicry extends to imitating its trainer's personality. It retains the rubber and normal typing, and can now learn more moves like Recover, Mega Punch, Body Slam, and Psybeam. Kinglax, the Crime Lord Pokemon. Respected even by the leaders of evil teams. Kinglax is known for its involvement in various crimes across the Marcy region. While not officially documented, it has become a notable name in police reports. It has one of the strongest abilities in the game, that is Supreme Overlord. An excellent attack stat of 130. And can learn moves like Earthquake, Hammer Arm, Belly Drum, and Superpower. Corp-I, the Bullseye Pokemon. They engage in duels with other Corp-Is, firing play bullets aimed at each other's chests. As they age, the ammunition they use gradually becomes larger and of a stronger caliber. It has the ability Sniper and the hidden ability Virtuoso. It can learn moves like Pin Missile, Taunt, Lock On, and Feint Attack. Dontai, the Bullseye Pokemon. After evolving, Dontai's target, once located on its chest, now shifts to its head, adding a level of danger to target duels. However, driven by pride, they continue to engage in these duels. It retains one of the better type combinations in the game, that is Steel and Dark, and has a great attack stat of 133 and a good speed stat of 95. It can learn moves like Mirror Shot, Dark Pulse, Laser Focus, and Steel Beam. Blood Imp, the cult Pokemon. Blood Imp possesses an insatiable thirst for blood. Rumor has it that this trait forces every group of researchers assigned to study it to quit. One by one. It has the abilities Arena Trap and Dark Aura and has a good HP stat of 100. It can also learn moves like Nightshade, Pain Split, Ruination, and Memento. Grimblood, the cult Pokemon. Grimblood was first discovered in an archived photo, wherein it was depicted holding a ceremony with a group of blood imps in its presence. The back of the photo writes, "Whoever sees this, key." It has one of the highest HP stat in the game of 150. And can learn moves like Dark Pulse, Punishment, Shadow Ball, and Guillotine. Hatinks, the Hex Pokemon. Hatinks brings bad luck to all its opponents, including its trainer before it's caught. Due to this, the chance of a trainer catching it is 100%. It has the abilities Cursed Body and Super Luck. It has a good special attack stat of 89. And can learn moves like Confusion, Hex, Will-O-Wisp, and Torment. Catacurse, the Hex Pokemon. Aside from its mastery with laying bad luck on anyone, it is also a powerful magic wielder, having the ability to use power from nature for its advantage. It retains the pure dark typing upon evolution. It has a great special attack stat of 142. Blatrum, the rivalry Pokemon. The fire Blatrum exhibits is bright violet. It darkens progressively the angrier it becomes, often triggered by the presence of any Starim or Starina nearby. It has a great typing of fire and dragon type, and can learn moves like Comet Punch, Fire Punch, Dragon Breath, and Pursuit. It evolves to Mellow Fire through the use of a Sunstone. Mellow Fire, the rivalry Pokemon. Black Mellow despises the presence of Starim and Starina. Ironically, it consistently seeks them out and refuses to cease until it engages in a fight with one. It retains the ability Rivalry and the hidden ability Protosynthesis upon evolution. It has great attack and special attack stat of 125 and 128 respectively. It can learn moves like Dragon Pulse, Lash Out, Heat Vision, and Flare Blitz. Tarunt, the Rumble Pokemon. Tarunts are very mischievous. They often hide a few inches below the sands in the desert, playing pranks on travelers by summoning sandstorms. It has good attack and special attack stat of 82. And can learn moves like Magnitude, Astonish, Sand Tomb, and Dig. Terlass, the Earthquake Pokemon. Terlass can completely restructure landmasses as huge as an entire city. It uses its power either to serve its trainer or to fend off territorial threats. It retains the Mono Ground type upon evolution. It has the ability Sand Veil and the hidden ability Sand Force. It can learn moves like Earthquake, Sandstorm, Earth Power, and Fissure. Whipknight, the Whiplash Pokemon. Whipknight lives by generating kinetic energy from friction against metallic surfaces, or by engaging in battles with other Steel-type Pokemon. It is one of the static encounter in Marcy region by running the Whip Disc on Wakandak City. It can learn moves like Wrap, Nuzzle, Knock Off, and Charge. Starlash, the Whiplash Pokemon. Upon gaining significantly more strength through evolution, Starlash now barely moves and simply attacks any metallic material it encounters, crushing them, including other Steel-type Pokemon. It retains the ability Electric Terrain and the hidden ability Light Metal upon evolution. It has a great attack stat of 118, and can learn moves like Discharge, Iron Tail, Gyro Ball and Power Whip. Omega Wreath, the Metal Coil Pokemon. Each Omega Wreath develops tentacles differently, with some having only 2 while others have 9. However, the number of these tentacles is inversely proportional to its length. It has the ability Mold Breaker and the hidden ability Heavy Metal, and can learn moves like Wrap, Absorb, Autotomize and Iron Head. Omegaldo, the Metal Coil Pokemon. Omegaldo ruthlessly strangles its foes with its radioactive tentacles. One strategy to beat it is to send out foes equal to its tentacles +1. It has a great attack stat of 115 and can learn moves like Thrash, Heavy Slam, Power Whip and Recover. Dracubat, the Dracula Pokemon. As an extreme lover of the night, it gazes outside its trainer's windows or from the rooftop. It never steps out directly under the sun and disobeys its trainer when sent out during the daytime. It has good HP and speed stat of 80 and 86 respectively. It can learn moves like Astonish, Nightshade, Leech Life and Shadow Sneak. Dracuvern, the Dracula Pokemon. Dracuvern constantly shrouds itself in thick fog. Mastery of its weather manipulation allows it to summon thunderstorms during battles, creating an advantageous, night-like setting. It retains the ability Insomnia and the hidden ability Drizzle upon evolution. It can learn moves like Crunch, Roost, Night Daze and Hurricane. Avichu, the Avalanche Pokemon. Avichuel likes munching on rocks at the base of mountains, causing devastating rock slides. Upon realizing what it may have caused, it throws a tantrum out of fear and panic, causing small-scale earthquakes. It has one of the best typings in the game, that is Ground and Steel. It has the ability Earth Eater and the hidden ability Mold Breaker. It can learn moves like Withdraw, Magnitude, Rock Tomb and Bite. Dreadlanche, the Avalanche Pokemon. With proper training, Dreadlanche can aid in land-based search and rescue. Yet, in the wrong hands, its strength and durability can be used to cause widespread harm and calamity. It has a great attack stat of 126 and can learn moves like Metal Burst, Stomp, Iron Tail and Earthquake. Circlet, the sorcery Pokemon. Often gets bullied due to its looks, it chooses to be alone and practice its witchcraft. Circlet also changes its appearance to seek approval from other Pokemon. It has the ability Magic Guard, and can learn moves like Disable, Mystical Power, Charm and Light Screen. It evolves to Sirwana at level 47. Sirwana, the sorcery Pokemon. Sirwana's horns grow longer the deeper grudge it has held on to when it was still a circlet. It is then directly proportional to its power growth upon evolution. It has great HP stat of 125 and excellent special attack stat of 132. It can learn moves like Nasty Plot, Dark Pulse, Dazzling Gleam and Shadow Ball. Royal House, the Royal Family Pokemon. While Pokemon are typically banned in casinos to prevent cheating, some influential people manage to secure illegal arrangements, allowing them to use the Pokemon's powers for them to win. It is a basic Pokemon with the abilities Serene Grace and Skill Link. It can learn moves like Arm Thrust, Beat Up, Helping Hand and Population Bomb. Bizarro, the opposite Pokemon. Bizarro's original name was simply Bizair. Because it does everything in reverse, people added the O, indicating opposite. It attacks anything it likes and hugs anything it hates. It has one of the best typings in the game, that is Fighting and Ghost type, and has the abilities Guerrilla Tactics and Defiant. It can learn moves like Shadow Punch, Double Edge, Superpower and Rage Fist. John Duran, the big Pokemon. In Marcy, Gantaran's rubber skin is renowned for its exceptional toughness, possibly the most. Poachers deliberately provoke it, causing its entire body to grow in size and aiming for a bigger sail. It has the new typing Normal and Rubber type, and has a good attack stat of 95. It can learn moves like Bulk Up, Stomp, Rock Tomb and Slam. Giant Queen, the Titan Pokemon. Giant Queen can grow to a size of up to 300 meters. At this scale, it would require gallons of sedative to subdue. Its immense brute strength enables it to protect endangered Jonta-Rans. It retains the ability Stall upon evolution, and can learn moves like Rock Slide, Heavy Slam, Earthquake and Giga Impact. Medical. The element Pokemon. Medical's body is composed of a combination of various chemicals and minerals. As a result of its unique physiology, training it has been limited to individuals with knowledge in chemistry and mineralogy. It has the abilities Poison Point and Toxic Debris, and can learn moves like Acid Spray, Metal Claw, Nature Power and Liquidation. Barborpho. The element Pokemon. Upon evolution, Barborpho gains more limbs and an appendage that looks like its head. All sentient, sapient, and capable of changing their composition depending on what they deem useful at any given moment. It retains the hidden ability Protean upon evolution, and can learn moves like Acid Armor, Sludge Wave, Stone Edge and Iron Tail. Darmanitor. The antimatter Pokemon. Darmanitor induces decay upon contact with anything it approaches. As it traverses various planets, destroying at will, it has earned the nickname, Decayer. It has one of the best typings in the game, that is Dragon and Steel. It has one of the highest attack and special attack stat in the game at 180 each. It can learn moves like Dragon Rage, Meteor Mash, Draco Meteor and Reality Warp. Mephodactyl. The evil Pokemon. Mephodactyl reigns supreme over half of the underworld, where its strength is multiple times greater than anywhere else. It rules over the skies of the realm, while Triheat governs the land. It has one of the best typings in the game, that is Dark and Fire type. It also has the ability Illusion, and can learn moves like Nightshade, Mean Look, Perish Song and Dark Void. Triheat. The corrupt Pokemon. As the ruler of half of the underworld, tension always arises whenever Mephodactyl or any of its minions touches the ground. It can summon an inconceivable amount of lava when angered. It has one of the best typings in the game, that is Dark and Fire type. It also has the ability Dark Aura, and can learn moves like Torment, Dream Eater, Eruption and Fiery Wrath. Doomakian. The ultimate Pokemon. Doomakian is believed to have evolved from a creature of justice to one of revenge. Left in a space where it battled swarms of extremely powerful creatures, it was repeatedly revived to fight again. It has one of the best abilities in the game, Regenerator. It is tied with the highest HP in the game at 200, and one of the highest attack stat of 170. It can learn moves like Endure, Thrash, Earthquake and Double Edge. Regitron. The malware Pokemon. Regitron is believed to possess intelligence on par with a computer AI, 10,000 years into the future. Its insatiable desire for destruction is so extreme that it seeks to harm even the trainer it faces. It has the ability Download and a BST of 600. It can learn moves like Beat Up, Explosion, Update and Overheat. Conquertress. The Conqueror Pokemon. From ancient texts, it's revealed that civilizations faced a Pokemon akin to Conquertress, causing mass destruction. Despite no recent sightings, a group fears its potential return soon. It has one of the best abilities in the game, Wonder Guard, while having the unique typing Normal and Steel type. It can learn moves like Baton Pass, Time Warp, Block and Perish Song. Doomplup. The genius Pokemon. Doomplup enjoys gathering other young Pokemon to play pretend. However, when these Pokemon become tired or disagree with the script, Doomplup becomes furious and uses its powers to restrain them. It has the ability Vessel of Ruins, and can learn moves like Confusion, Imprison, Metal Claw and Mystical Power. It evolves to Doompolian at level 60. Doompolian. The Overlord Pokemon. Doompolian steadfastly rejects defeat, particularly at the hands of Rhyperior. Its exquisite intellect and mastery of magic led it to believe that it is the one suited to rule both Pokemon and humans alike. It retains one of the better typings in the game, that is Steel and Psychic type. It has one of the highest special attack stat in the game at 160 and special defense of 140. It can learn moves like Flash Cannon, Calm Mind, Psy Strike and Doom Desire. Germamu. The Dimension Pokemon. Germamu is the main antagonist in a well-known Marcy region folklore. recognized as an unstoppable legendary Pokemon. A hero, alongside Dr. Alakazam, trapped it in a time loop to prevent wide-scale death. It has one of the highest VSTs in the game at 680. And can learn moves like Imprison, Incinerate, Reality Warp and Cosmic Power.
Thank you for watching. Comment down below which one's your favorite and if you have any suggestions on any of them. Also, if you made it till this part of the video, make sure you're subscribed so you don't miss on future uploads featuring this Pokemon in action. Lastly, before you say, how in the world is Joker not here? Go check out our first 2 videos to see more of this amazing Pokemon. Doc Perry out. Bye!